I pretended to be a chauffeur for one night and accidentally drove for a billionaire secret meeting. I never planned to impersonate a chauffeur. But when you are a broke college student with a black suit and access to your uncle's Lincoln Town car, opportunity sometimes presents itself in strange ways. It started when my roommate Alex's catering gig needed an emergency driver. Their regular chauffeur had called in sick, and they needed someone to shuttle APA guests from a charity auction to an after-party. The pay was $300 for 4 hours, more than I'd make in 2 weeks at my campus job. Just wear black, be professional, and don't talk unless spoken to, Alex advised, handing me the car keys and a chauffeur's cap. Pick them up at the Ritz at 10 p.m. I arrived early, nervously adjusting my borrowed suit. A hotel staff member approached with a tablet. You are here for Mr. Harrington's party. When I nodded, he handed me an envelope. Change of plans, one pickup only. This address right now. Inside the envelope was an address in the wealthiest part of the city, and 5 $100 bills. I stared at the money confused. That's your tip, the staff member explained. Mr. Harrington appreciates discretion. 20 minutes later, I pulled up to a mansion with a gate that opened automatically as I approached. A man in his 60s with silver hair and a tailored suit stepped out immediately, sliding into the back seat before I could even open the door for him. I recognized him instantly, paint-worn Harrington, tech billionaire and venture capitalist whose face regularly appeared on business magazines. My heart raced, but I remembered Alex's advice. Don't talk unless spoken to. As we drove, Harrington made a phone call. I tried not to listen, but it was impossible not to overhear. The board won't know until it's done, he said. We announced the layoffs on Thursday, sell the patents on Friday, and by Monday the stock will drop enough for us to buy back controlling interest at half the current value. He continued discussing what sounded like the deliberate tanking of his own company for personal profit. I kept my eyes on the road, increasingly uncomfortable with what I was hearing. We arrived at an unmarked building downtown. 3 other luxury cars were already parked outside. Wait here, Harrington instructed. This won't take long. For an hour, I sat in the car, debating what to do. What I'd overheard was clearly unethical, possibly illegal. Hundreds of people would lose their jobs while Harrington and his friends profited. When Harrington returned, he wasn't alone. With him was a woman I recognized as the CEO of another major tech company, Pernt, supposedly his biggest competitor. The timing is crucial, she was saying. If the Department of Justice gets any hint of collusion before the merger, they won't, Harrington interrupted, noticing me watching them in the rearview mirror. He fell silent as they entered the car. The drive back was tense and quiet. When we reached the mansion, Harrington handed me another envelope. I don't recall seeing you before, he said, studying my face. What's your name, James, sir? I lied, heart pounding. Well, James, I appreciate your service tonight. I assume I can count on your discretion. The envelope contained another $1,000. The implied message was clear. I nodded, took the money and drove away. As soon as I was out of sight, I pulled over, hands shaking. What had I just witnessed? The next morning, I called my cousin who worked as a financial journalist, sharing what I'd overheard without revealing how I'd obtained the information. 3 days later, her publication ran a story about potential insider trading and collusion between the two companies. The Department of Justice announced an investigation the same day. Harrington's plan fell apart. The layoffs were canceled, the stock remained stable, and thousands of jobs were saved. I watched it all unfold on the news, anonymous and terrified that somehow I would be discovered. I never worked as a chauffeur again, but the experience changed my career path. Today, I am finishing my law degree with a focus on corporate ethics and whistleblower protections. Sometimes I wonder if Harrington ever realized that his carefully orchestrated plan was derailed by a fake chauffeur in a borrowed suit. I still have the money he gave me, paired all $1,500 of it, which I've kept as a reminder that sometimes being in the wrong place at the right time makes all the difference. The next time you get into a car with a driver, remember, the person behind the wheel might hear more than you intend and might do something about it.